All right, thank you very much for joining my YouTube channel. My name is Eitai Falorenshaw, and of course, this is Inspired Habits. I'm glad to have you right here with me. Now, a friend actually asked me a question. This guy is actually in love with a lady, but the lady is not actually, you know, returning his love, and that actually is giving him a kind of an emotional trauma. All right, I'm going to speak on that today. I mean, if you are actually in love with someone and the person is not returning your love, you know, in the same proportion, then there is something you need to do. Now, one thing is sure that life is not actually balanced. Sometimes the person you love doesn't love you back, and the person who loves you, you may not actually love the person. Now, it actually boils down to the fact that we have different emotional and psychological compositions, and they control ours, in one way or the other. What you feel actually is as a result of your emotional compositions. Emotions control the way we feel towards the opposite sex in one way or the other. And when it starts with us, we may not be able to control it. Now, one thing is sure, it's very painful when you see the person you love in the hands of another person. It's absolutely crazy. You may not be able to shoulder or to take it, but I feel there is something you can actually do. All right, so let's try and take a look at this. Are you actually in love with this person, or you're obsessed with the person? Because they are two different things. Now, if you're in love with someone, love actually takes time, to develop in one way or the other. But when you're obsessed with someone, you're likely to start misbehaving. You won't be able to control yourself. Maybe you like the person as a result of some physical features he or she has. So sometimes you may not be able to sleep. Sometimes you can't reason well. You can't sleep. You're having insomnia in one way or the other. And you can't concentrate on your academics. You can't do some other things. You may actually be obsessed with the person, because when you love someone, you're likely to wait patiently. Love is very patient, it's not in a rush. But when you're obsessed with someone, you're likely to start misbehaving. You won't be able to move on with your life. And that may portend a whole lot of, danger to you, too, your achievements and some other things. All right, so now, if you are in love with someone, okay, I want to talk about love actually when you're in love with someone and the person is not actually returning your love right now. What steps do you think you can take? Number one, I feel you should make your intention known to the person, because most people, most guys, they're shy. They can't really approach any lady. That is another issue entirely. How to approach a lady or something. And you as a lady too, if you like anybody, I think you should show the person a kind of a green light instead of just punishing yourself inwards. So instead of becoming like an emotional slave, why don't you approach the person and tell the person, if she's a lady, no matter how high placed she is, all right, you can just walk up to her and make your intention known. Because if you do not make your intention known to someone, there is no way he or she can know that you really love her or you really love him. So go out there, be brave, all right? Just walk up to the person, ask for his or her name, and make your intention known to the person. It's very simple. Now, the only thing or the highest that could happen is that she will say no, and that's not the end of life, all right? Or he would say no, and that's not the end of life, because life has just begun, actually. So then, number two, in a situation where you let the person know that you really care, that you want to be in love with the person, but the person is not reciprocating your love, advances, and something like that, all right, I think the next step is for you to give it a time. Because if you mount pressures on something much, there is every likelihood that the pressures will build up and you won't be able. Some ladies really don't really like when guys are on all over them in one way or the other. And let me just give you this: when a lady realizes that you actually care, all right, or when a guy realizes that you are into him, you like him, and you're showing this, you are likely to fall the victim. So it's very good when you just try to play a game in a mature way. All right. So the next step is that you should give it a time. All right. Maybe like 2 weeks, a couple of weeks. You could just stay off in one way or the other, and sometimes you come back to give the person a hi or hello or a phone call or something. All right. Then another step you could take is when you can afford some gifts items, all right? So you could package something and just give to the person, not necessarily asking the person out or something like that, but you could actually just package it. Okay, I just want to give you this. It may be a perf, it may be a t-shirt, it may be anything. Don't forget that you need to give it time, because mounting pressures on a lady may actually give you may actually make you a victim. So buy the gift if you can afford it and give to the person. In case she refuses it, all right, get your gift back. Give it a time. All right, so why wasting your emotions on what will not actually yield for you? So you should let the person go. Give it a time as if you don't care. All right? If you show that you don't care, then the person will start noticing you. It's what I've actually practiced before. Just look as if you ignore the person completely. Greet the person. It's not a time for you to keep malice with the person, but you can actually just give the person a kind of a mature attitude, greet the person, and just behave as if you don't care, that you've moved on. All right, that will definitely help you. And another step you should take is that you should delete all the memories of the person, maybe either pictures on your phones or messages, chats, histories, and some other things, so that they won't actually be hunting your emotions in one way or the other. So delete all the memories. These actually will definitely help you to move on with your life. It's very important, because the more you have the pictures, the more you have the chat history, the more you go over some of the good memories you've had together, you get depressed in one way or the other. So it's very important you let go, delete all the memories, and life goes on without her. Now, there is another secret I want to give you. If a lady says no to you, actually, there are 10 of them actually waiting there to accept you. But we're so engrossed with the one that we do not notice other people dying over our matters. So, if a guy rejects you, there are 10 and 20s actually waiting there to celebrate you, because they are actually into you. But if you're so focused on that you do not notice other people, you'll be hurting yourself and you'll be closing doors of opportunities for you. So if a lady says no, I tell you, 10 are actually waiting for you to accept you. What I'm saying is that you should give people opportunities, make friends, new friends, go out with people, and of course, you'll find out that people actually care about you. Now, the last point I want to give to you here is that you can't be a winner all the time. So if you try it and you don't win, come on, gather yourself, gather the momentum, and move on with your life, because there are better opportunities out there. There are better, most beautiful, great people, lovely guys, lovely ladies, looking for a guy like you, looking for a lady like you out there. All you just have to do is to open your eyes and give them the chance. It's very important. So if you have any further question, or there is something bothering your mind, you can drop a comment, or you could forward a message to me. I'll be very glad to hear from you. Inspired Habits. Thank you very much for watching the video.